Hello everyone, it's Maite and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very exciting video for you guys because I'm going to be sharing my number 2 favorite tool of this entire season that I have reviewed, and that is the My PA Planner, which stands for Personal Assistant. And this is the planner for you if you are looking to make money online this year, start a business, start a side hustle, or up your game in your online business. Like, this is the tool. Alex, the founder, really thought out everything that you could possibly need in this planner. And not only is this planner fabulous, but you can also get this planner for free as well. So you're just going to want to stay tuned for that. So if you are interested in home management, organization, planning content, homemaking content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I have a ton of content for you guys. I will also put my playlist down in the description box below. All right, let's jump into it. Let's start off with the stats of this planner. So it is 10 inches long and 7 inches across, so it's slightly smaller than a full letter size. The planner is 1 inch and 1/8 thick. It does come with an elastic band to hold everything together. It also has 2 ribbons to keep your place in the planner in black. This planner retails for $45 on the website. However, if you go to the website and you put in your email address and sign up for their mailing list, you can get this entire PDF for free. So just keep that in mind as you're watching this video with all the valuable content that's inside, that if you really like it and you can't afford the planner, you can download the PDF. It is compatible with your iPad, iPad Pro, with I think the little pens that you can write with your electronic products. It also works if you just want to print it out and fill it out yourself as well. So there's a ton of different things that you can do with the digital option. The paper quality is 115 GSM. I will be doing a mini pen test in the video, so you can jump to that in the cards below. This planner, while hefty, does have a flat lay binding, so that means there's a gap between the pages and the binding, which means that when you write in it, the planner lays completely flat, so you don't have to worry about it popping around. It is really smooth to the touch, and it is a soft bound cover. There is a lot to get through in this planner, so let's just start from the beginning. So on your cover page, you just have a place to write your name, your email address, and a reward for returning it if it gets lost. This is a note from Alex, the founder, about the creation of the PA Planner. And this is one of the divider pages, which is a quote. So this is just some icons that lay out how this planner is supposed to help you. It's supposed to help you achieve your goals, manage your time, be more productive, be more organized, stay focused, keep it all in one place, overcome overwhelm, be inspired, remember your ideas, work smarter, stay positive, and balance work and life. I do think that they accomplished what they set out to do. So this is how to get the most out of the planner. This is just a very helpful flow chart. So review 2020, can't we all? Your life and business plan, monthly plan and goal setting, weekly plan and goal setting, daily plan and goal setting, and reflect, review, and improve. This is just a 2021 cover page. And here you have 2020 in review. So this is where we get into the goal setting section of the planner. So here is just your last year in review. Did you achieve your goals and financial targets? List your biggest achievements. What didn't you achieve? Which business tasks were unproductive? What business decisions will be different? List your personal highlights. What made you happy in 2020? What areas of your personal life would you like to change? So here we get into 2021 targets, 50 things you want to achieve in the next 10 years. I think that's very ambitious, very bold. I think it's great that they put it at the beginning of the planner. If you don't know your destination, how do you expect to get there? Which is very true. So you have 50 line items to put the targets that you want to achieve in the next 10 years. Here is assessing your life. How are you planning to live your life this year? So it just takes you through, what do you love to do? What are you good at? Which tasks do you dislike? What days will you work? What hours will you work? How will you spend your evenings and spare time? So this is really interesting to lay out for maybe you are starting this as a side hustle, a second business, something that you are not fully committed to full time. It's very helpful to lay out exactly how much time and energy you are putting into that project, because it's going to make it more realistic how you plan those weeks and weekends to achieve those targets. They also provide you with a 2021 bucket list. And here we get into the very robust business plan. So here you start out with your why. So knowing your purpose makes you feel more alive, and when you know your why, it becomes easier to live a life that's true to your core values. Find the strongest why, because if the why is powerful, the how is easy. You want to do blank so that you can do blank. So they give you quite a few boxes to flesh out that idea. And then you get into your vision. So what would you like to achieve? What is your vision for business this year? So on this column, you have this year, and on the next column, you have in the next 5 years. So it's taking that same vision and how you see it in 5 years, if it's even relevant in 5 years. And then you have a space to visualize. So use the space below if you prefer to draw or mind map your vision. For all of my creative people out there, there is a space for you to map this out as well. What is your big mission this year in your business? A mission statement is a short sentence or paragraph used by a business to explain in simple and concise terms its purpose for being. They give you examples of some pretty famous companies and what their missions are. So you get a nice big space to write that down. You also have spaces for your big goals for your business for 2021. So the 4 main goals that you have. Here is bringing your brand and business to life. And this is where I feel like this planner really differentiates itself, because it's not just walking you through goals, it's also giving you an entire workbook on your branding as well. So describing your product or service, what problem is your business trying to address, how is your product going to solve this problem? And then the questions continue into the following pages. So what prompts your customers to buy your products? How did your original business idea come about? What changes are you looking to make in people's lives? What are you hoping to achieve? So she really does ask you everything. And even on the bottom, are there any insurance or legal requirements for your business? That is really important. How are your products being delivered? Who are your suppliers if you are dealing with physical products? And what products or services are you thinking of introducing in the future? What are the costs involved in producing your product? Describe your pricing structure. So all of these are things that we don't necessarily think of off the top of our head when we have a bright new business idea. So it's fabulous that she takes you through that entire thought process. So here is a graph. You have your product and service, number of units in calculation, components cost, total product service cost. So this is where you can put all of your research about what the numbers will really look like even before you get into your business. And if you are already in your business, maybe reevaluate what these numbers look like. So you even have your price margin percentage, your markup percentage, your gross profit margin divided by your unit cost. So she gives you the formula of these as well, all in this book. And how do you plan to take payments? Also very important. So how much revenue do you need to generate? Calculate the sales needed to make this amount of money per year, per month, per week, per day. So a lot of times it's very easy to have a yearly income goal, especially in the entrepreneurial space. It's like 6 figures or bust, but you really need to break down what that looks like on a daily basis and on a weekly basis for you to even think about hitting that goal on a yearly basis. So what intellectual property rights do you have or need? What markets are you planning to be in? Your unique selling points. So this gets into more of the personality of your business. So what words would you use to describe the personality of your business? If you are already in business, what are your customers saying about you right now? What sort of things do you want your customers to be saying about your business? What sort of things do you want the media to be saying? How do you want to be portrayed on social media? That's really important. I feel like sometimes we get swept up in social media that the bigger the followers, the better. But sometimes doing things for just views or likes may be going against your core values as a business or as a service. And so keeping that in mind will align kind of the content that you put on social media. They even give you competition research. So you have your competitors' names, strengths, and weaknesses, and that's a whole page. So this is your SWOT analysis. So it's your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. So this column is the helpful column, your strengths and opportunities, and this is your harmful column, your weaknesses and your threats, which this is always great to have in the forefront of your mind because we all have weaknesses. whether they're internal or external, and to be aware of those going into a new business venture. What can you do to overcome any weaknesses and threats? How can you really make the most out of your strengths? How can you make the most out of the opportunities available to you this year? So all of this is different than the 2021 marketing plan that they also lay out for you as well. Define your target audience. This is super important, and pretty much anyone in the online space will tell you if you are talking to everybody, you are talking to no one. So this is very useful and valuable information of laying out what your ideal customer or viewer or whatever is. So what is your typical customer? Where are they located? Age, gender, income, education, their occupations, stage and family cycle, lifestyle, core values, what motivates them, what do they do, hopes and dreams, etc., etc. I mean, she even talks about what movies and TV programs do they watch. It really encourages you to think about this more deeply. So here, will they need more convincing? What social media platforms do they hang out on? Which social media accounts do they follow? That's also very helpful because when you're on social media, it's very tempting to want to be everywhere and anywhere. But if that is not where your target audience hangs out, then you are going to be wasting a lot of time posting content everywhere, at least in the beginning. So anything else you want to note? So here we go into how you will sell your product or services. So how will you communicate with your customers? Are you happy with your website? Is it designed and optimized for mobile? Do you have a method to collect emails? Do you need to create a new website? So it's just constantly guiding you to do more research on certain aspects of your online business. This planner even explains to you what a sales funnel is. So defining your ideal customer, finding them through advertising, turn them into a lead by capturing an email address, turn them into a prospect by building a relationship through email, turn them into a customer through email, become a repeat customer, buying over and over again. So these are all examples of leads, prospects, and customers. So in the shape of a funnel. She also breaks down email marketing, how you're going to build your email list. So this is all very, very useful information. And she breaks it down further. How many campaigns will you run? What will you use to create your landing page? How will you use email to build that valuable relationship with your prospects? Webinars are also laid out here. So if you have questions on where to start with webinars, this is a great place to start. And here we get into the social media marketing plan. So what are your main social media goals? Which social media platforms do you want to focus on? What are your social media objectives? It's all about your audience. What are your top 3 competitors doing on social media? Where are they? Can you see what is working and what is not? How many people would you like to reach this year? This is a great table because you can put the number of followers that you want to reach on certain social media platforms and what your social media strategy is to reach those goals on the table. So what does your social media schedule look like? How many times are you going to be posting? Are you going to be doing this yourself? Are you going to outsource that? How are you going to make it easier for yourself? How much time do you intend spending on this? That's also a very good point. What type of content do you plan to create and distribute? She covers blogging as well. What are your blogging goals? How often do you need to blog? What blogs would you like to be featured in your niche? How will you collect leads? Also, video marketing. How do you plan to create videos? Where will you film and what equipment will you need? Podcasting is also included in this. I know podcasts are all the rage lately. I am a huge podcast person. I love listening to podcasts. What media publicity would you like? Where do you want to be seen? Who are the big media players in your niche? What magazines, newspapers would you like to be featured in? Radio shows? Are there any speaking opportunities? Are there any YouTubers you want to be interviewed by? Who would you like to collaborate and join forces with? There's a section for contests. And here is the 2021 project planner. So list all the projects you need to undertake, for example, creating email campaigns, building websites, creating webinars, and weekly videos. So all of this that you fill out here in these pages should give you a better idea, all in the same planner, about what your main priorities are and what those projects are. So as you are filling this out, you might say to yourself, wow, I have a big hole in figuring out how I'm going to build my website or how I'm going to reach a certain part of my target audience, or how am I going to build out this social media platform that I don't have yet? Those need to float to the top of your priority list in terms of projects. So having them all here at the beginning of your planning system is really going to help you as you go through this planner. And then interestingly, we also have 2021 connections. Succeeding in business is all about making connections, Richard Branson. So who do you want to connect with in 2021 and why? This is super interesting to have here. I think in the business world, that is a very well-known fact that it's all about who you know. And I think it's interesting that they want you to stop and think about who you want to connect with in your niche or maybe outside of your niche and why. So here are the monthly, weekly, and daily tasks. So are there any tasks that you need to be carried out regularly on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis? List them here and don't forget to schedule it into your weekly plan. They give you some examples of your monthly tasks, your weekly tasks, and your daily tasks. So these are just to keep at the forefront of your planner when you are planning your week to weeks. This is the finance plan, which you can't have a business plan without a finance plan. This is the personal 2021 survival budget. And it says here, this will give you a fair idea of the minimum amount you need to make in your business to survive. So again, I think this is ideal for people maybe transitioning from a full-time corporate job and what they would need to make to replace their income, or maybe what they need to hit to make their business worth it for that year. Here are all of your living expenses and your estimated income from your family, your partner, and your total income without business, and then your disposable income. So this is your 2021 profit and loss forecast. So this is laid out horizontally, and it's January through December, and you have your sales, direct costs, gross profit, and expenses. So your profit and loss reports are for every month, but this is great to have a yearly overview, so you can just take one look at this throughout the year and know if you're going up or down. And at the bottom, you have total expenses and your net profit. This is the 2021 balance sheet forecast. Cash in the bank, accounts receivable, inventory, prepaid expenses, deposits, other current assets, fixed assets, other assets, liabilities. So this is a much more robust look at a business spreadsheet. And then this is your 2021. And then we get into the monthly planning sections. So here it's January, it is dated. It's in gray and soft black, just like the rest of the planner. You have a simple note section as the sidebar. There are no holidays here, so this is really just a blank canvas to write whatever you need to write for the month. You then jump into your January goals and actions, so what your main focus is, and what your main goals are for the month. Your project plans are broken down even further, so you have a January project planner. It says, write a title for each project and list everything you need to do under that title. Prioritize each task and action with a number. Write approximately how long it will take, and write who is going to do it. M for me, D for delegate, O for outsource, A for automate. I love this. This is something that I have been doing for years and years now, and this is a very helpful system. So I don't follow it to a T like she does in this planner, but that is something in business to really get used to doing. So you have your project title action, P, T, D, O, or A. And here we have your social media content planner for the month. And this is a great reminder that it says, when planning, remember the 80-20 rule. 80% of your audience interest, 20% promotional. People use social media to be social, not to be sold to. And that is very, very true. So here you have the date, content, whether this is blog, video, image post, webinar. I mean, this just goes across the page. Live video, text post, podcast, infographic, poll, curated content, call to action, social media platform names. So obviously, I wouldn't recommend doing every single one of these every single day, but it's clear that she did encompass pretty much every piece of content on the internet, and pretty much anyone who is making money online can use this planner. And then finally, we get into our weekly planning pages. So as you can see, you have the date in bold in the top left corner, 20th of December to the 3rd of January. You have a very large sidebar where you have regular action, goals, projects, actions, and calls, and these large check boxes here. So just zooming you guys in closer so you can see that. And you also get a quote on your weekly pages as well. At the top, you get to watch, read, notes, and ideas. You get a section for notes, and you have to buy and expenses. Then you have your weekly layout to actually schedule the things you need. So this section is outlined in gray. So Monday through Sunday, the weekends are shared. You have a top 3 goals, or I assume you can also do top 3 tasks, and it runs from 7 a.m. all the way to 8 p.m. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but there is a very faint dotted line in between the hours that are there to delineate the half-hour mark. At the bottom, you have number of minutes of meditation, if that's what you're into, exercise, whether you did that, and checking off all of the glasses of water that you drank that day. On the weekends, because it is shared, you have an AM section and a PM section, but you still have this little wellness box on those days as well. Then after each and every weekly page, you get a weekly review. Here it's review, reflect, improve. How many sales did you make? What was your forecast? How many did you actually make? If you are selling something, how many new email subscribers? If you are just trying to grow your platform here. So it also says, how's your social media growth? So she lists all of these social media platforms here. Your achievements, big and small, what worked, what didn't. What goals didn't you achieve? What do you need to do to achieve these goals? So reading, research, time, training, outsourcing, and gratitude journal. Gratitude is your open door to abundance and blessing. What are you thankful for? So on the opposite page of that, you have an idea and inspiration vault. So we've all been there where you have these fabulous ideas and then you either wake up and you forget them, or in 20 seconds you don't remember what you were even thinking. Having all of those ideas piled in different notebooks that you can't find, which used to be me years ago, and it was so infuriating. So she gives you a space here to write down the ideas that are related to your business so you won't forget them and you have them in one place. And then you are back to the next weekly page. So the weeks continue like that until the end of the month, where you have your profit and loss statements and your cash flow. So here you have your sales and revenue section, your forecast, what you actually made, cost of goods, gross profit, all of your operating expenses for the month, your total expenses, your net profit before taxes, income taxes. If you've ever freelanced, made money online, you know this is a super important part of not forgetting how much you owe in taxes, and then your net profit after taxes and owner drawings or dividend. Here is your January cash flow. So your opening bank and cash balances, bank account cash, cash receipts, cash sales, loan, other cash injections. So this is the totals. And then if you have a business loan, this is a loan payment, capital purchase, other startup costs, total cash paid out, and cash position. So for many people, you may not even need that page, but it's amazing that she provides it. And then you go into your next month, and the months continue like that until the end of the planner. You have the 2021 review. So just a very quick one-page overview of what happened in your business over the past year. So how did your business perform? What were your biggest achievements? Here is written twice. So maybe she gives you a space to write 2 of your biggest achievements. Not sure. Looking back, did you spend time on anything that was not taking your business forward, which is important? What would you do differently next year in your business? Were you happy with your personal life? What are you going to do differently in your life this year? So I guess this is the project planner for 2022. And then here is your 2022 at a glance. And then you have contact pages in the back. So it's just one page, front and back, of contacts. And then you have graph paper and a couple lines of note paper and blank paper in the back of the planner, and my PA on the back. So before I go into my overall thoughts about this planner, let me walk you through a mini pen test. So here I have mild liner type highlighters, and here I have my Papermate Enjoy gel pen. I wrote this hello on the gray section of the weekly planner, and because behind every weekly layout is the weekly review that's also in gray, I couldn't see any shadowing whatsoever on this section of the planner. So even the highlighters, I can barely see them. So that's great. I wanted to see what it looked like on just white paper and the opposite side being white paper as well. So these are also highlighters in the same pen. And as you can see, there is some shadowing. It's really not that big of a deal, especially since I colored in that pink highlighter and I can't really see it. And that's with all of my lights shining down on the paper. So getting into some overall thoughts about the planner, the only thing I can say about this planner, and it is 100% personal preference, is that I wish that the columns for actually scheduling your day were slightly longer. I love that you have space for notes and ideas, but from a personal standpoint, I would have loved to see these columns be a little bit bigger, just because I can see that if you have a lot of appointments or a lot to do on certain days, this can get a little truncated quite quickly. Like the half-hour line, there is not a ton of room to write in it. So I like it the way it is, but ideally I would like it if it was a little bit longer. Other than that, I think it's absolutely fantastic. So flipping back to the business plan pages, what are my overall thoughts about this planner? Who should buy this planner? Is it worth it? And it's really, really rare on this channel that I say that something is a must buy. Organization tools tend to be personal preference heavy. So I just like to present you guys what my opinions are, quality wise, take you through it. And then afterwards, that decision is totally up to you. I would say that if you are looking to make money online this year, you want to get started on that side hustle, 2020 kicked a lot of our butts this year, and a lot of people are thinking of different ways to make money online. I say that this is an absolute must-have. People pay a lot of money for courses to walk them through this entire process. No joke, for hundreds of dollars online, you can get someone to walk you through this entire process. But she's giving away this information essentially for free because you can download the PDF for free and fill it out that way as well. This is also fantastic because it's just such a great place to start, because it lays out everything from 0 to 100 of where you need to start, the steps you need to take, and the results that that is going to get you. You could probably find that online after spending hours and hours looking for that content, but it is going to take a lot of your time and you might not piece it together in a cohesive order as someone who knows what they're doing. So it's incredible for that reason that someone who knew what they were doing put this together in a cohesive way, in a linear way, where anybody can follow it from start to finish. Not only does it walk you through this entire business plan, marketing plan, project planning, financial planning, whether or not your business is even feasible or not, but it will also keep you organized and on track on a day-to-day basis. It is a very well thought out and comprehensive business planning tool. And again, I even recommend it if you have a daily planner or a weekly planner of choice that you are already using for 2021, because again, you can download it, print out the business planning sections, the financial sections, and use those in tandem to the planner that you're already using. So you really don't have anything to lose if you just want to download the planner. I also recommend the bound planner if you are looking for a main planner and building out your business is your number one priority for 2021. The physical planner is great quality, and I think it is an incredibly fair price for what you get. I know this video was really long, but I hope you guys found it helpful. Like this video if you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed filming it. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. And as always, I will talk to you in my next one. Bye, guys.